is what we call
hater shit.
There is no better term.
You know me. If you know me, you know me. If you know, you know. You know, so.
That noise, I swear, is going to haunt people forever. She says, so upset they have canceled 2 visits with my infant that are court-ordered. I feel this emotional pain in my spine. 5:48 a.m., June 18th, 2024. Wow, canceled too. God, please make our way.
I just saw, who watches The Big Bang Theory? And you guys know how at the end, Chuck, is it Lore or Nor or something? At the end, he has like that little paragraph. And one of them, I like took a freeze of the screen and he wrote, rearrange the words senator and create another 7-letter word with those same letters. And guess what the word is? The word is treason.
What?
It's crazy. So senator and treason.
Ooh, snap, she took a picture. She was feeling herself. That is her go-to spot live. Rattler.
And everything that's wrong with you is right. And in the eyes of this person, like, you are phenomenal and amazing. And that love starts to heal every, map that you've previously had written for yourself. And you start like literally falling in love, but it's not with a gender, it's with love. You're falling in love with love. Like, you guys get it? Hi, Ange, how are you doing? User 59er, yeah, Turning Point, I like them actually. Hi, yeah, exactly, Brittany, agreed. And it's me, you fell in love with. No, that's an inanimate object that you use for cleaning your keyboard.
Oh my God.
I didn't fall in love with it. She believes all her own lives. You look healthy, keep going. Thank you so much. I'm like low-key a little resentful of the day because I had to miss a visit with my newborn. Well, he's an infant now, 4 months old. And I am in such an anxious space, you guys, like crazy anxious today. And like I said, I tried taking a walk, I tried putting on TV, I tried taking a nap, nothing is really doing it. So here I am. Sometimes I found like speaking positively out loud about different subjects helps me to get out of the anxiety that I feel trapped in at the moment. So that's what I'm trying to do. But Juneteenth is like this holiday to remember the day that slavery like went away. But did it really though? And I try to like look at all of these underserved minority groups and think to myself, well, what did they do? What did the gay people do in Boys Town that the rest of these underserved groups are missing? Because there was a time, I swear to God, when you would walk into Boys Town, no one was homeless in Boys Town. No one. Like, you went to this little community center and you found someone to like help you go home, like to take you home and to help you with housing. And there was such a large amount of support there that a lot of people like started like literally seriously considering the idea of turning or trying out being some sort of queer because they needed support. Why don't we have that same level of support for the straight community? And I think that's what, or not straight, but traditional. And I think that's what Turning Point USA is trying to say. I read the Bible and study the Bible, and I go to church whenever I can. And there's a lot in there about the way we should live. But it's not, in my opinion, translated to the 2024 like country, world, universe that we exist in. straight people do sometimes discriminate against, but then they don't as well. Like, I'm straight and I've never discriminated against someone for their sexuality or other reason. But I have been discriminated against myself. I've been discriminated against for, maybe not discriminated against, but not chosen, not included because I was not bad enough or, urban enough or, brown enough or gay enough or whatever. Like, I don't want to be like a whole...
Oh shit,
Hi.
someone joined.
What's up? I don't want to be like a whole poor me. I'm some white lady who speaks Spanish and I'm not getting the attention that I need. It's not about that at all. I am
Spanish.
truly waking up to the facts that there's a whole side of life that when I live it, to me, it feels like torture. But to a lot of people, it is their regular life, like literally. And it's just all of this stuff, you guys. Like, they said something about like the woke culture is like, or the woke population is like 80% more anxious than the culture of like people who are not awake, so to speak. And I just feel that 100%. I don't know what this is, Sander. I'm not a fighter. I do not fight. So, not my adversary. Do you guys know who this is?
Other tie.
Do you guys know who this is?
No. Who?
So, anyways, just some things that have like been making my mind go crazy. Everything else that's going on, we keep on getting pushed back and back and back and back, like over and over and over, which is great, but also anxiety because we were literally told that we would not be moving around anymore until we were given our permanent forever like home. And the thought of having to like have all of my belongings back in 2 bags again. I'm breastfeeding Weston. I have to pump every 4 to 6 hours. The pump requires electricity and then refrigeration for the milk. Just like the thought that like I wouldn't be able to feed my son possibly. That just, where am I living? Like, where am I living that is even a possibility anymore, So, like I said, it's a really super anxious day, and I'm super grateful. I have a distraction, but at the same thing, which thinking? I'm not tan really at all. It's the sun. I'm sitting in like, the building just blocked it, but I'm literally sitting in like the most fantastic lighting that Chicago has to offer at this exact moment. 6:30. I'd love to show you guys my view, but I feel really like nervous and paranoid about showing it to you. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's been that way for quite some time. I'm in Chicago. So I feel like most TikTokers like TikTok themselves from like never show their outdoor period and or like their outdoor surroundings, and I feel like that's on hold on.
Boat's still behind.
Closed. It's a homeless shelter.
Hungary. I'm Mongol.
This is AI should be completely handling this from now on. Everyone working minimum wage, and I was just talking to someone named Abraham. Shout out to Abraham if you're watching. I was just talking to Abraham on last week. He was doing an assessment, one of my services that I have to do. And he was like, there's nowhere in the country where the rent, like the lowest median rent for an apartment, could be covered by a minimum wage salary or like minimum wage. Okay. That's crazy. You could work 40 hours a week and still not be able to pay a one-bedroom apartment. That's crazy. I don't know anything about of the week is that even though they canceled the visit yesterday because it was a federal holiday, we're on our way to see the baby right now. I have the breast milk with us. Xavier got a new bag, an insulated refrigerator bag, so that we don't have to like pull the cooler that drags on the ground. So that's great. And Potbelly's been really cool about hooking us up with ice cubes. Shout out to Potbelly. And the cicadas seem to have gone away. There's a little noise from them, but nothing compared to the last month. And there's no, the ground isn't covered in cicada bodies anymore. So thank God for that. So yeah. And I, in 2011, December 26, 2011, my sister, my daughter Viviana, who's now 17, my son Louis, who's now 16, my brother, my stepfather, and my mom, and that's me. Weston and Alexis were not born yet. From the time that I was first unlawfully thrown out of my home at 2037 West Roscoe, I began, in a multitude of ways, reporting on all of the things that were taking place, all of the abuses that were taking place. I was literally unlawfully thrown out of my own home that I lived in legally, that I paid to live in, that I decorated, that I cleaned, that I took care of, that I lived in with my children. And I reported this to the authorities. And as soon as I did, I started being followed, stalked, harmed in many ways, raped, attacked, robbed, all of my belongings stolen from me, my vehicle defaced, damaged, and destroyed. And we were told multiple times that these sorts of circumstances would no longer be an issue, that social media was going to be, or was already having restrictions and algorithms, put into place that would prevent people from being able to harm other people, bully other people, stalk other people. A safe place for us to be able to share our ideas and discuss what was on our mind and find support and be support to one another. That I would no longer be assaulted or sabotaged in any way. But here we are 4 years and 6 months later, and I'm still getting the same kinds of comments that for the past, 9 months have been a non-issue. So we find ways to resolve these issues for 9-10 months, and then randomly all of those methods and algorithms that we're working to prevent all of these sorts of interactions and abuses, they just go haywire and lose their effectiveness. That makes no sense. And speaking from a person who has a logical mindset,
yeah, you sure do,
who is not a moron,
of course not.
And who has common sense, it seems like, pardon me, if all of this was already taken care of a number of times and on a number of different occasions, that it shouldn't be a problem that's recurring. Correct me if I'm wrong, right?
Can you change?
So I'm frustrated
in many different ways, but
about it. I feel as though it's not right and it's not lawful. I feel as though I am repetitively, just over and over and over again, being subjected to abuse, senseless abuse, for no reason at all. I start a life that's productive. I talk about
it's
coursework or what's going on with my life. There's so much I'd love to discuss. I have very little support surrounding certain subjects. No one can really take it because it's so stressful, and all of the people who I lean on for support regularly are, being bombarded with their own stresses, so that, it's more difficult for me to explain the situation in a way that makes sense. And going to social media and having support groups that you can't rely on because of a court order saying that you're not allowed to talk.
Then stop talking about it.
Or because as soon as you begin to reroute your, subject matter and you start talking about things that are meaningful, a group of harassers and stalkers and haters just start to...
Haters. Ew. Oh,
excuse me. Just start to harass and badger and abuse further. It doesn't make sense to me. We already solved this issue. We already solved this issue a bunch of times. So why do we have this issue again? Why do we have this issue again?
She's really pondering that thought. Look at her. What'd you take?
I wanted to play Never Have I Ever on TikTok, and
oh my gosh.
These fucking people.
Oh my gosh, is that the one I totally missed out on? Oh my gosh. I went out to the river and stuff, and I came back, and I think I got maybe 10 minutes of her live, but it's okay. I'd rather be in the river.
Threw me off of TikTok Live and said that I was having a scam.
What?
Playing Never Have I Ever. What kind of a scam can you get from playing Never Have I Ever?
That's funny. I didn't know that.
Is me breathing a scam? Am I allowed to breathe here? Is that okay? It's exhausting. I keep rebuilding myself.
So was people reporting her on TikTok or something?
Come and take a big, massive dump right on my head again.
That's so disgusting.
I don't think there's anything worse that you could do to a person than what they've done to me.
But what about what you've done to your kids?
Period. And I don't know how to make it stop.
Oh my gosh, yes you did. You're just a lazy ass bitch.
It's so sad.
It is. Entitled.
It's like, how do we have 9 months where these issues are dead already? Like, they're fucking dead. Go away. Get a fucking life. Get a hobby, or don't. But why are you in my safe space, making it an unsafe space? And just in the beginner AI course that I took, I know for a fact, that the algorithms are already in existence to block these people out. So who continues to allow it? If we resolved it for 8 to 9 months, why is it an issue again 8 to 9 months later? If the issues that I was having in 2020, January of 2020, that I was reporting to law enforcement in formal police reports, if those issues are still an issue in 2024, we have problems in this country. Stalking, harassment, baiting, badgering. It's fucking crazy. Everything was fine a second ago. All the algorithms were up to par. And then as soon as I began advocating for social media and technology and talking about AI and how AI is programmed through human behavior and all of these things, it's almost as if there's some sort of foot in your mouth program where it's like you give your opinion on something and it's the rule, right? Every rule has exceptions, but you give your opinion on something and it's the rule, and then they start making the exception the rule just to spite you or like your purpose. It makes so much sense. Like if you live it and you understand it, it makes no sense with regards to like causality or intention. Like, what's your motive? You know what I mean?
What's your motive?
But that's
What's
what
your
just happened.
impact?
I was making money on TikTok. I was making money on TikTok. Not a lot, just a few dollars. And so I'm like, well, if just logging on here is allowing me to make money, then why wouldn't I, you know? And also there are like people who are kind and like uplifting, so why wouldn't I log in?
They don't know who
And
you
then I
are
log
yet.
in and they block my account and say I'm not allowed to go live again until the 22nd
Oh, snap.
for scamming.
Oh, my.
I swear to God, I was playing Never Have I Ever.
What? Okay, I'm not gonna lie. What was that live about? Because I want to hear her play Never Have I Ever. I was too busy having fun out on the river, but that, I'm not gonna lie. That kind of sounds interesting, Heather playing Never Have I Ever with someone on TikTok, and I fucking hate TikTok.
That's what I was doing. If I was a scammer, would I be living in a homeless shelter?
You already went through this shit.
Begging for assistance?
Yes.
Probably not, right?
But possibly
Probably
yes.
not. It's like they want people who are not undercover operatives to work as undercover operatives, so they mess them up, they dirty them, so that the other dirty people will feel accepted and like one with them and show their true selves. It's so fucked up. And if that's the case, no one is showing their true self because everyone is just being the fifth of five. Separate all these people and put them in environments with geniuses. Let them be the only dummy in a room of 4 other geniuses. And let's see how long it takes for things to change.
Drink that water, girl. All that talking you be doing, running them gums.
I bet you it won't be long. I bet you. But I mean, that works the opposite direction as well. You could take a banker. You could take a doctor. Take away their stethoscope and lab coat and put them in an environment with people who speak primarily in slang. Let them have no contact with anyone who speaks medical language or like traditional English. See how long it is before they start speaking in slang.
So we need to stop hanging
There's
around
nothing
you
fake
because
about
we're
it.
gonna start acting like
It's
you.
the 5th of 5 rule. Speaking of the 5th of 5 rule, ever since I became a mom, I always used to feel like I didn't need friends. I didn't really start having friends until I started working bottle service and with friends like those who needs enemies. So
stop saying that fucking phrase.
I just always felt like, once you have kids, that's your whole world, and your kids and your husband they're your everything, And I had a couple of friends who I worked with, and literally one by one, they've just disappeared into the abyss. Not like we lost contact or we had a fight. They're just gone. What the fuck happened to these people?
They blocked you.
What an overwhelming day, you guys. So anxiety producing. So exhausting. Just yuck this day. Yuck. Extra yuck. And then I ordered an outfit for my baby, and
how?
It says it's delivered. It says that it is. The order went through.
Oh my gosh, bitch! If you're fucking pregnant, I'm gonna lose my damn mind.
It's also saying that it has not yet shipped.
Why is she trying to pretend?
And I need it for Friday.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not these people's adversary. I'm no one's adversary.
You're no one's responsibility.
You don't have to keep hurting me. You don't. I don't want to compete with you. I don't want to fight with you. I don't want anything to do with you. Any of you.
Then why the fuck are you on here?
I get online and I literally try to create a group of peers that I can speak intelligently with about things that are taking place and subjects that are going on. And rather than being able to do so, it's just a wall of hatred.
Most people, honestly, Heather, just try to give you a little bit of advice, and then you want to be ugly, so they get ugly back. And then whenever you want to try to be really mean and talk about people's kids and people off on themselves, why would they be so sweet and nice and kind?
Just a wall of hatred, like a wall, you know, and I don't have the density to walk through walls. You know what I mean?
Walk through walls. You could walk through walls, walk through walls, walk through walls, walk through walls. You could walk.
I miss my kids, you guys, so much.
Oh my gosh, you had to really pull that one out. You can't even get it out, can you? Oh, you're trying so freaking hard. Push it out, Heather.
So much.
So much.
And I don't understand how many years of
Oh my gosh, I can't. I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the fucking mood. Don't do that. I don't understand. You don't understand anything. Literally. Nothing makes sense to you unless it's just stupid and it don't make sense to nobody else. I'm not trying, believe me, I am not that type of person to be laughing at someone's pain or to even make a little joke while someone's upset. But you can't do that. You cannot sit. That's something I will not fucking tolerate. Sit here and I miss my kids. I love my kids so much. I die for my kids. I take a bullet for my kids. Oh, my kids, I love. Like, obviously, you don't love your kids that much. And I really hate saying that because I don't like saying it because the kids. I don't want the kids to hear that. But I don't want the kids. You know what? While I'm in my little spit mood, let me just say, in case anyone is listening, if Heather is a narcissist, it will make the kids feel better once they get older, knowing that that is very hard to control. Like, a narcissist has to really know that they are a true narcissist, and they have to work on that every freaking day to not be that. Narcissist people don't care about, they don't love their kids like how most parents love their kids. Narcissists love their kids for their benefit, if that makes any sense. It's really hard to explain. That is just what bothers me the most. I cannot hear it over and over and over and over and over again. At some point, I'm going to say something. You can't keep saying that you love your kids and you're going to do anything and everything for your kids, but you don't do a damn fucking thing. Any money you get, it don't rack up to an apartment or anything in that nature. All it does is get you a stupid fucking course online. How stupid. Like, you really up there in a homeless fucking shelter that may close out finally at the end of this month, we shall see. Like, you really are just taking advantage of it. I mean, I think everybody else was a little upset and was like, you stupid ass. Like, you should have already had a job before you got pregnant. As soon as you found out you were pregnant, you should have gotten a job. I mean, it's common sense. And then there's so many, you had so long to get your shit together. And it's not only, you had so long since you've been discharged from the hospital to get your shit together. You should have had your shit together.
So much. And I don't understand how many years of this are going to, be required before I can live my life again. It's like I woke up in someone else's body one day, and I've been like freaking out about it ever since. Like, this is not my life. I want to go home. It's terrible.
All right, change the subject. What you gonna talk about?
It really is terrible. It's like everything that you can do to work a person in their situation out of your situation. And then they just start visiting you in your dreams.
What?
How much power and control someone has over you to appear in your subconscious. It's crazy. But even through all of that, I've never wanted anything bad for anyone else.
Oh, bullshit.
Ever.
Bullshit. You know how many people you've threatened?
I want everyone to win.
You lying ass up.
Starting with myself.
Of course, starting with yourself.
There's literally not a drop of hate or blood in my entire body.
Oh, you're such a
nor in
fucking
my
hater.
in my genealogy. It doesn't exist. If I can do something to help others without harming myself, I do. And someone said, be smart, not kind. And for me,
I don't agree with that.
the only strategy that I have at life
Be smart
is
while being kind.
kind to be smart.
What? That doesn't make sense.
I don't know.
Mine's
I
better.
don't know, you guys. I just don't know. What a crappy day. Incredibly anxiety producing. I don't even know. I told Xavier I wish that I could like climb into myself and rip out whatever this part of me is that's like bothering me. It's awful. It feels like there's like a little tiny demon inside of me that just has got to get out.
Oh, Lord. No, don't
Terrible.
say that.
Bothering me. It's awful. It feels like there's like a little tiny demon inside of me that just has got to get out.
That's scary,
Terrible.
girl. You need to
I
go
don't
to
know
the
what
church.
to do. It's awful.
Get some holy water. Get prayed over.
I took my prenatal vitamin this morning and
No,
I was like
not even a
afraid to
joke.
make it like make noise because the people who ear hustle me like were gonna think that I was taking something else and question the quality of my breast milk. I only take prenatal vitamins, don't worry.
What about the duster? What you huffing then?
It's crazy.
Upward. Why are you even on here? Like, girl. And it's like not even halfway over. What are we doing? Do I have to speed it up again? She is really throwing a tantrum. Look how long she's just sitting there. Oh, she's crying. Okay. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. Look at the fan go now. I'm sorry, I have to fast forward this. This is ridiculous. It'll still be up on her YouTube. It's like she's just trying to get in a nice pose. 2 times the speed. Oh, I thought I saw Xavier. That scared me. I don't know what it was. Back 2 times. Fast forward a bit. Look at her. I'm so unbothered, but so bothered at the same time. What is she waiting for? You might as well just get off and end the live. Put everyone out of their misery. What it like? Dang. Maybe she does want to talk back.
Who wonder if anyone's ever sailed or like boated from Chicago to the other side of.
She wanted to know if someone sailed or boated from Chicago. What? What did you take? What do you want? What the things that you be talking about and thinking about is pretty. It's more weird. It's more weird than usual.
Sailed or like boated from Chicago to the other side of Lake Michigan.
Okay.
I wonder if Lake Michigan goes to Canada.
You wonder if Michigan goes to Canada? You're being really low right now. I don't think she's sober. What's wrong with her?
And this is the main problem that I have.
Can you speak up, ma'am?
I have to just let you guys populate the comments so that I could really get a feel for the demographic of my followers. I will never believe that there are more awful people than there are fantastic ones. So with that mindset, that there are more good people than there are bad people,
Why are you doing quotation?
what would be causing this? What would be causing that? It's intentional, clearly. Unless I want to adopt the mindset, which I will never, that people are inherently bad. I will never. People are not bad. People are good. So, can I get some causality on this? Immediately?
How much more do I gotta speed it up? Dang. Oh, sorry, she was just yawning. Thought she was gonna talk, but no.
I should be like breastfeeding my son.
She said I should be like breastfeeding my son.
To the park.
Taking my kids on a walk to the park.
Making fruit salad for after dinner snacks. Getting everyone's bath stuff and shower stuff ready. Like my typical day prior to all of this chaos. So from 2006 to 2020, my day was I would go to work, my kids would go to school or be with me if they were babies, or my mother-in-law.
They just go wherever.
While I was at work, I would come home from work. I would wake up, get the kids up, get them dressed, put them in their car seat, pack their bags, take them to my mother-in-law's, or I would be home with them. Go to work, or get myself ready, go to work. I would take 2 buses and a train to work, or 1 bus and a train depending on my route. And then I would work 8 to 10 hours, not including lunch, walk back to the train, take the train back, or take the bus to the train.
Seriously?
Take the train back, then the bus to my house.
I hope that's a joke.
Commuting like an hour and a half after an 8 to 10 hour day each way. My baby would come home, or babies would come home around like 5 p.m., 5:30. I would pop on some cartoons while I cooked dinner and cleaned up the house. Ask them to help me set the table. Have them do their homework while I was cooking. If they didn't have homework, put TV.
Why is she acting like this?
Have dinner. Put everything in the sink to soak. Take them to the park or do some other activity. Play in the backyard. come inside, everyone take a shower, or me give everyone a bath.
She don't even know what she's talking
Make them
about.
an after dinner snack.
Shower, bath, dishes,
Brush
dishwasher.
teeth, brush hair.
What else can I
Put them
have
to
done?
bed between 8 and 9, and then give them 1 hour of TV time.
What? They didn't
While
go
they
to
were
sleep
in
till
bed.
10?
Turn off the TV at 9 or 10.
That's too late, man. They were way
Take a shower
young.
myself. Go to bed and do it all over the next day. That was my life for 14 years. Prior to that, I was a 19-year-old little girl. I don't know how to live this way.
You've been living this way.
I think it's a safe bet that a tremendous portion of my anxiety, if not all of it, comes from powerlessness, or the feeling of powerlessness, and the physical separation from everyone who is home to me. Sucks.
What are we even doing here? She
How do
really
you
needs donations.
prescribe a medication for homesick?
You get your shit together and you fucking do what you need to do. That's what you need to fucking do. You don't take a fucking pill to fix everything. You get your fucking shit done, bitch.
Like, how do you diagnose a broken heart?
This is ridiculous. I'm not trying to be
I don't give
mean.
a fuck about all of the romance that's broken me down. It's literally the practicality of being a mother.
Okay, well then let's talk about this, Heather. The romance sure did woo you enough to get away from your kids and not be a mom. The way she was explaining the day activities was like she had to think about it. So one, it did not happen, or two, that's what she would want to do if she had the kids. Who the hell, I'm sorry, but 10 o'clock for elementary kids is way too late to fall asleep. I'm sorry. I know sometimes they'll be up tossing and turning, but fucking what? And then, oh look, your nose looks a little red, but I don't see any tears yet. Even if you had tears, maybe you should have tears. Maybe you should, I don't like people breaking down, but maybe you should break down enough to realize I am the problem. I am the mom. So it just blows my mind. Like, we are totally fucking different. She's sitting there just not doing a damn thing. Not doing a damn thing. It doesn't matter if she's sitting on the floor in a tent. It doesn't matter if she's pregnant. It doesn't matter if she's sitting in a shelter. It doesn't matter if she's in a fucking hotel room. She just sits on her ass and she doesn't get a job. And you want to cry. Like, today's not the day, little one. I can't even jokingly call you mom because you're not one. And it makes me so mad. It makes me so mad. You literally have no idea what your kids are going through. What's hurting them. What could, God forbid, ever happen to them. And you're over here, I miss my kids. I'm homesick. What home do you fucking miss? First of all, not trying to be a bitch, but I'm just saying, I'm getting really irritated. Stop saying that you miss those kids. Stop saying it unless you're going to do something about it. That's the dope shit moms that would do. Like, oh my gosh, I love my kids so much. And then they're out for fucking weeks. And then they want to pretend that they're sober for a week so they can see their kid. Get the hell out of here. Y'all need to get y'all shit together or just stay out of the fucking kids' lives. In or out. That's what I say. Fucking pick one. You ain't gonna do it back and forth.
I don't give a fuck about all of the romance that's broken me down. It's literally the practicality of being a mother. It is is practical, that it is in the best interest of my children to have access to their mother. Practical for society, that my children have guidance from their mother. Practical for my children, that they have guidance from their mother. Practical for me, their mother, that they have guidance from their mother, support and love from their mother.
I'm either gonna talk too much or talk too little, because this bitch pissed me off.
You know?
Is that a helicopter?
I remember sharing with everyone on the recorded line that
The recording line.
one of the worst experiences I ever went through was, or one of the worst feelings I ever experienced was being abandoned in this third world country. I was told we were going for vacation, and then I was left there.
That's so fucked up.
And asking, when do I get to go home? And there's never any answer.
That's sad.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We're not sure. No one knows.
Okay, I will say, like I said before, I don't know if anything happened to her at Tranquility Bay. I don't know. But what I do know is the trust issues that landed there. I'm sorry, every parent can parent their own child mostly the way they see fit, mostly. Because let's be real, a lot of people don't know how to fucking parent their kids. But could you imagine? I can't, like, people can send, I mean, if people feel like they're able to send if people feel like they are able to send their kids off, okay. But I've just seen way too much shit happen. I've had way too much shit happen. So that's my reasoning behind it. I'm not trying to dog anyone else. My thought is this could go wrong. And I would miss my kid. And I want my kid. I'm just like that. That's just how I am. I almost put my kid in summer camp until I realized how many days she would have to stay the night over there without her mom. Excuse me? How old is my kid? No, thank you. You think I'm a fucking Disney star mom? So, I think that I know that had to hurt. I don't care how old you are, but that had to hurt. If someone said you're going on vacation and dropped your ass out and you was just left there. I mean, I think we could all agree, even though we do not agree with Heather and her behavior, I think we could all agree that would fuck somebody up being dropped off at a school like that with no warning. Even if there was warning. But with that warning, it's even worse. Like, trust who? Like, I would trust nobody. Like, that's some crazy shit. But whatever. But here, I want to see if she says anything else. Did anything else happen at Tranquility Bay? I don't think so, because we would have heard about 10,000 times.
We'll see. We're not sure. No one knows. You could be here until you're 18. You could leave in as little as 6 months. Some kids leave after a month. And I remember sharing that with the people I cared about the most. Person I cared about the most on a recorded line. And that's what they're doing now. That's exactly what they're doing now.
No, this is not the same.
You don't think that that's torture? For me, it is. You know, the quality of no one's life would be worse if I were sitting in my own apartment with my babies, breastfeeding my son, with my 3 kids sitting around me complaining about something. You know,
You gotta be complaining.
oh my God, Mom.
The only thing she remembers about them is complaining.
Mini turkey meatloafs again for dinner. Like,
No, thank you.
what else are we having? Green beans and mashed potatoes. Oh,
Girl,
Fine.
what is wrong with you?
Some people think that you have to go through things and like suffer. I don't think so.
I don't think people have to suffer in order to live. But unfortunately, most people will suffer while they are living. And I've always, for some reason, thought this. I don't know if it's true or not, but I feel like if you've had a bad past, people want to like kind of judge you for or whatever, but I feel like whenever something okay, let's just say it's trials and tribulations, okay? That could be torture, but most of the people who go through that, they come out with so much wisdom. They're so much wiser. They're most of the time, so much kinder. They're more aware. It's different. Whenever I would pray, I would always pray that I would find a husband who was not like, I couldn't be with anyone who was perfect. I needed to be with someone who dealt with the hard life and overcame it. Okay? I wasn't very specific in that prayer, but that's what I wanted. I couldn't be with someone who had the perfect life. Okay? Okay, here's a little rant, okay? I went through a lot of stuff as a child, as an adolescent, as an adult, but it has built a lot up. Like, I can now warn my daughters. I can now help my niece and nephews. I can now be more aware. It sucks, but it sucks. Do you think I was like, oh yeah, good thing that happened to me? No, but it happened. So bet your ass I'm going to make sure I use it in a positive way. It's going to help one way or another. Like, I can't let it just happen, and that just sucks. And then you think about other people, and some people are like jealous of them because they're like, there's nothing wrong with them. Like, they had no trauma in their life. Their childhood was perfect. They grew up perfect. They're adults already. Their life is good. First of all, you don't know what's happening behind closed doors. Second of all, don't even say anything, because sadly that's usually something's probably going to happen now to them. Something's probably going to happen whenever they're older. All what I'm getting to is at some point something's going to happen to someone. And what you need to use it for good. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm like one of those people that's like, wait till I get to heaven and see Adam and Eve. Because they messed everything up. But now, sadly, this is the way we have to live. She could be one of those people who was like, look, I've been through all of this, and now look where I'm at. And this is how I got here. And for being like I'm sorry, but if you're like mom mode on, game strong, like you zone into those kids, I don't see how you give up so easily. All I'm pretty much saying is tests, trials, tribulations, all these things that people have to go through or end up going through, it teaches them a fucking lot, Heather. And it makes them stronger, and it makes them be able to help other people, especially whenever you can help them bring them closer to Christ. And it really disappoints me that you were supposedly brought up in a church and you're not turning this around. I mean, even if you weren't brought up in a church, you're supposed to be a mom. You would think that mom is so strong and meaningful to you that you would just knock over towers for them. I can't. I think it irritates me so much. I can't stand it whenever she's like, I miss my kids. I'll do anything for my kids. You won't. What would you do for your kids?
Some some people think that you have to go through things and like suffer. I don't think so. Most of the people who say that shit have never gone through shit, or they're so brainwashed.
What? No.
Most of the people who say that shit have never gone through shit, or they're so brainwashed.
You're a dumbass fucking cunt ass bitch. You're a stupid ass whore. You're stupid as fuck. Okay, let's try not to cuss so much. Why? Why and how are you so fucking stupid? Like, you're the most ignorant, stupid, selfish son of a bitch I've ever fucking met. You really, truly must be a narcissist to fucking try to trigger people just to piss them the fuck off. That makes no fucking sense. No sense at all. People who may think that probably never went through anything, probably never had any trauma in their life. Why? Why was someone who was so fucking straight, who had nothing in their life that was toxic? They were just a golden child, had the perfect fucking life. Why the fuck would they be like, you know what? Y'all need to go through stuff. Y'all need to go through stuff. Y'all need to live. Y'all need to have some trauma. Why the fuck would they be the ones to say it? That's not on their fucking radar. What the fuck? You're stupid. You're so stupid. That makes me so fucking mad. Like, you're ignorant as fuck. Like, did you fucking for real have trauma, bitch? Did you for real fucking have shit happen to you? Because sometimes it really don't math, bitch. Like, I'm about to start get real personal with your ass.
The people who say that shit have never gone through shit, or they're so brainwashed. Or they're like literally like terrified to admit that the things they've gone through were not helpful, were not productive, because then they just wasted their life like being abused, and God forbid they be a victim for once, right? You know, people don't realize that when you're being victimized, even if you say you're not being victimized, you still are. Even if you say you're in control but you're not, you're still powerless. Like, you can control certain things 100%. You can control your mindset as much as possible.
Okay, cool. What are you talking about here? What the fuck are you talking about here? What? A lot of things that happen to people, they cannot control, bitch. You're really pissing me off. Like, today's not a good day for, like, it's not. And I'm gonna give you one.
Things 100%. You can control your mindset as much as possible. You can control the effort that you put forth. I could be sitting here.
Whoa. What was you about to say? She said you can control the effort you put forth. That's exactly right. You can. You can put that effort in, Heather. Get the fuck off the bed and go downstairs. Start walking around. Start applying for jobs. I don't care how the fuck old you are. I don't care if you're fucking 17, but we still do shit back in the day. Sometimes you can still walk in a motherfucking building and ask, is you hiring? Even if she does have to do it online, do it online. But she needs a job stat. And those type of jobs, right down the street. So you're telling us that we can control that, but what are you going to give us a reason why you can't control that for yourself?
You can control the effort that you put forth. I could be sitting here doing a lot of bad things. I sit here and study, apply, think of my children, so you can control things like that, but to a certain extent.
Okay, so how is all of that? What did she say? 3 little things. That was like nothing. How does that help get you out of your situation? So how are you being productive? How are you trying to meet your end goal? What the fuck are you doing? Like, you're literally just wasting time. This is what Heather's doing. Heather's wasting her time until they kick her out, and then she could go back on the streets and then bitch and complain until she can find someone else she could con into. I'm surprised her and Xavier probably don't have a deal to where he can go off and show his ball sack and get money, and she could do whatever she wants and get money. Maybe she sent him out. Maybe she's the madam.
So you can control things like that, but to a certain extent, we have no control, and that is torture. Like, that is torture.
Thank you, T. You're literally doing nothing.
No, I don't think I'm a lesbian.
What?
At all, because I don't ever feel like I enjoy sex with a woman.
Did somebody ask her about that in the chat? Why did I have to? Why?
No, I don't think I'm a lesbian at all.
What the fuck?
Because I don't ever feel like I enjoy sex with a woman. I've been attracted to women, but I don't enjoy sex with women. Nor do I want to do sex with a woman. Nor do I find women sexually attractive. For me, it's all about feeling safe. People are attractive to me if I feel like I would be safe in their presence or with them.
Yes, I get that. I get that. That is, you know what? That is good. That is the only thing that I've heard Heather actually spit some truth. It was very short-lived, but that's some truth right there. This whole 50 minutes and 50-second live, she fucking she put a 4-second truth in that bitch.
For me, it's all about feeling safe. People are attractive to me if I feel like I would be safe in their presence or with them. I don't know why that is, why certain qualities make me feel safe, certain vibes and feelings. But no, definitely I'm not a lesbian. If I were ever to be in a relationship with a woman,
what? Why
it
would you
would be
even think that?
100% non-sexual. But I would definitely hug her,
Can we not do this?
I think that all same-sex relationships are a product of abuse.
Okay.
Pill to swallow, and when we admit that, then it means that there's a lot of victims out there who deserve justice. And I don't think that society is ready for that. I don't think that we're ready to say, holy moly, a lot of these people were really severely abused, and that means we have a lot of predators walking around here. It's crazy, I know. It's caused me some sleepless nights thinking about it. All the predators. God, there's nothing better than a pair of crispy white fresh gym shoes.
Oh my
I have
gosh,
not
you've
had a
got
pair of crispy white fresh gym shoes in the longest. Actually, in 2021, I found this fabric pair of gym shoes at Marshall's for I want to say $15. And they were, you guys know those, the night.
Okay. I see people asking about Xavier. He's probably in a drug class or something, which I always wonder if he's going to be well, she has duster. She should be in the class too. Well, actually, I think she does take a class, but they must not take it together, because a lot of times they're not. I feel like she feels like she could get away with more and say more if Xavier's not around.
God, there's nothing better than a pair of crispy white fresh gym shoes. God, there's nothing better than a pair of crispy white fresh gym shoes. And I have not had a pair of crispy white fresh gym shoes in the longest. Actually, in 2021, I found this fabric pair of gym shoes at Marshall's for I want to say $15. And they were, you guys know those, the Nike flexes, the black ones that I have that are
Yes,
fabric
I have
with
those.
rubber on them, rubber, like going up the sides and like around the bottom, but the other part of the sides look kind of like socks.
No, they don't look like socks.
They have ties on them, but they don't have a tongue. They were no name brand, and I got one pair of white ones, one pair of black ones. Those were the best, most durable shoes I have ever had, and I would just throw them in the washer. They would come out so clean.
Where are they at?
They were fantastic shoes. I have not had a pair of shoes like that since I had those shoes. I'm pretty sure those shoes were in the bin, were in my bin. Or no, actually they weren't. I replaced those shoes with the black and white Nikes with the gold on them, and then the rose and white Nikes. Those were both in my bin.
Why'd you get rid of them if they were so
when they
good?
stole it from outside of Xavier's father's house, along with my laptop, a bunch of clothes, socks,
you
underwear,
on
sunglasses, hats, 2 jackets, production equipment, lighting, a tripod,
Is it still there?
a blanket, some other stuff, towels. But at a certain point, it gets incredibly discouraging to continue to rebuild when as soon as you rebuild and you got a little bit of footing, it's just they take it all away again.
I haven't done shit. Damn.
You can't stop. I read something that was like, in the face of adversity. No, I heard this commercial. It's like, in the face of adversity, you have 3 choices. You can curl up and die. You cannot curl up and die. Like, where the fuck are you going to curl up and die? Like, what? It's not a real choice. In the face of adversity, you don't have any choice. You just keep going. Just like in the face of happiness or in the face of, anything. You keep going. There is no such thing as stopping. You can't just stop in life, Even if you go in your room and you say, I'm never coming out again,
But
you
you
have to come
stop.
out sometime. At a certain
You
point,
stayed
you
in a
either
whole
need to
ass
eat or
tent.
use the restroom or, someone orders a wellness check or something. Like,
went
there is no
camping.
giving up.
She took a vacation. I gotta fast forward you again. Girl, talk.
Eggs, effort,
Read. Fast forward. I thought she was gonna speak.
It's impossible to know why anyone does anything, even if you ask them and they give you an answer. It's impossible to know.
What are you talking about?
God will punish those who think that they can tell what anyone's effort is.
What?
Effort, intention.
0 effort.
It's impossible to tell. Like, I'm sitting here and there's a helicopter going by and there's a bug on my window and there's traffic and there are people walking around and there are boats driving by. And there are people in the other buildings moving around.
Is she high?
And my observation and my acknowledgement of these
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I gotta call out. I always win in the end. Commented, prayer without work is dead. Mic drop. Okay. Love Leah. Are you really new here? I wish I was in the chat because I would have said something to her, but hopefully she found out who Heather is now.
and my observation and my acknowledgement of these places, to you staring at me, you write in the comments that I'm the one who's crazy. Because I have my live feed on YouTube streaming while I look out the window. But you're here in my comments talking shit to me, so maybe you're the one who's crazy.
Oh, I know I'm crazy, baby. I am crazy off the rails.
Perspective.
Respectively. But you's a weird crazy. You's a weird crazy. You's a bad crazy.
I think that for every effort that's made, oh my goodness, holy crap. I just saw a super low flying object. I don't know what it was.
That bitch took something. I don't care. I don't care. She's high off something.
I think it's really important to note that anytime I come online,
She's looking
if there
for
are
the flying
1,000 people
object.
who see the live, and from that 1,000, like 3 of them do something, anything positive to help my situation, that it was a worthwhile live. And until you're sitting in anyone's situation, circumstances, or body, there's no way that you could tell what you would or should or could do in those same
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
circumstances. I don't know how there are so many helicopters just free flying around here.
How have you
where
not
are
noticed
we?
the helicopters? I noticed them before you did.
Apparently just anyone can fly here. I was
Oh my
told
fucking
in the
gosh.
past that this was restricted airspace only for hospital helicopters and traffic helicopters with certain clearances. But the amount of helicopters that have been driving around just since I've started this live is unbelievable, truly. And it looks as though they're just doing circles around.
Worry about yourself. Fix yourself. Start with yourself.
What do you want me to be accountable for?
What? Oh my gosh, so much.
I went to college. I've worked up to 4 jobs at a time.
So, I went to college.
What do you
I
want me
ain't
to be
got
accountable
shit.
for? Do you want me to take responsibility for being attacked, raped, bludgeoned, having my vehicle stolen, being stalked? Do you want me to take accountability for that? Because that's what is causing my circumstances today. I don't do drugs. I don't party. I don't do anything irresponsible.
What?
I have intelligence and work history and work experience more than most people my age.
Get the fuck out of here.
So yeah, I mean, as I said, probably like 1,000, 100,000 times I can take accountability for falling in love with someone who was not good for me. And I can take accountability for giving too much access of myself to that person or those people.
Being
But
a
apart
yes
from
girl.
that, I'm not going to victim shame myself
A do
anymore.
bitch.
I spent a lot of time victim shaming myself, feeling dirty and disgusting and hating myself for a lot of the things that happened, and that's not productive. That's just as unproductive as being completely unaccountable. Victim shaming and accountability, neither of them are accountable when you take them to extremes. So when you involve yourself in someone's situation, you have to be really careful. I try to always be very, very careful about any sort of advice that I give. I really don't like giving people advice on their significant
Do not.
life events. I like to just speak about my own, not because I'm speaking from a place of selfishness, but because I don't know how to answer anyone else's struggles. I don't know. And
Nobody asks.
so many people are here judging, saying, well, all you have to do is blah, 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 blah. God bless your privilege. Because if that's truly how easy you think it is, you are privileged.
What are you talking about? Just get the fuck off.
There's another 4 helicopters. What the hell? There's one right there, and I hear one in the southwest of where I am right now, heading in this direction. I wish I could go to Top Golf. I love Top Golf. I mean,
Really?
truthfully, I wish I could just be in the house with my baby all day long.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
another helicopter. This is craziness.
This is annoying.
Like, there are not this many medical emergencies. It's 7:46. Is something going on? Is something on fire or something? There was that fire in West Town. Maybe they're getting follow-up footage for that. Who knows? Yeah, working as an escort came as a result of being in love with a man who told me that he was a cuckold. And that if I loved him, that I would do certain things. And I ended the relationship and hung up the phone, and he called back. And I said no, and he said yes. And I said no, and he said yes. And I said no, and he said yes. And he wore me down until I could no longer fend for myself.
Then you should have known he's not the one for you.
Until I thought that it was a good idea because he thought that it was a good idea. Until I thought that to be a good wife, I needed to engage in what my husband was attracted to. So as I said, I'm not wrong for doing what I did.
Yes, you are.
I'm wrong for being in a relationship where my core values of doing what my husband thinks is right and being submissive to my husband were challenged and proven wrong in those circumstances. But there's a whole Bible that will tell you that you're supposed to do that. So
no. Don't you even dare. There's a Bible out there that says you're supposed to do that. That says you're supposed to be an escort and fuck other guys while your man watches and knows. You're disgusting. Get that shit out of here. No, they're talking about being submissive as being a good, honest fucking wife. A helpful wife. You got me over here cursing and pissed off and shit. Really, truly wish you could answer this question, Heather. Do you really think God thought to himself, oh no, Heather, you better do that, what Dylan says? I say be submissive to your husband. Do you think God would want you to do that? Do you seriously, you know damn well God would not want you to do that. You know that's not what he's talking about whenever he was talking about being submissive. You better stop.
But there's a whole Bible that will tell you that you're supposed to do that. So like I said, you guys, it's been an incredible journey of self-blame, accountability to the extreme in both directions. I have really dissected the entire situation. I didn't get into, those situations on my own. I got into those situations because I fell in love with someone who found me in a very vulnerable place and really, really, really just used his own life circumstances and experience to guide me in a way that was not good for me. And I was not intelligent enough, not strong enough to stand up to him. I thought that I was doing the right things. I truly did. I truly did. I mean, I really, really did. I thought that I was doing all the things that I was supposed to do.
Oh my gosh, next.
To create this lavish life for my children and I, and him, and by lavish, I mean, being able to pay the rent and still have money left over, so.
And that's what you chose to do. Time to say goodbye. What did she just do? I swear, she's trying to get a bug. What did she just do? That was weird.
I'm not going to keep talking about the things in order. If that's the only thing that saves me, then how could that be the only thing that saves me? It feels like they're curating a repetitious cycle. First, they hack into my accounts, which they've already done. Then they hack into my finances. Then they submit some sort of fraudulent medical evidence that isn't real. Then they attack my social medias. Then they mark all of my accounts as scams. My Cash App gets closed. I've never scammed on any of them. There's not even a scam you could do on Cash App.
Right?
Then
Yes, there is.
they, after that, they do,
You think people stupid?
I don't even know what comes after that. I'll remember when they start doing it. Crazy making activity and behavior.
I bet you she
Badgering
hits the
me.
can after this.